Hey, how you doing? Me and Rusty there, he's just doing a bit of squid fishing on the way back in, and I'll get into it in a minute. But please enjoy this video. We've just been out and had a great day flathead fishing using reedy rigs or flasher rigs. I go into it in a bit in detail, what sort of hooks, how to bait up, etc. So watch it. If you know anyone that's a beginner or just getting into fishing, this is going to be right up their alley. If you're a bit more advanced than that, it's still, you'll learn something. But I do catch a flathead and it's not right. And I go into more detail and I show you this flathead, but I'd really like to know what you guys out there, if you've ever seen a flathead like this or you've ever caught a flathead like this. And if anyone knows what it is or why it happens, comment. Even tell me where you live and if you catch them or you've never seen them.
Hey YouTube, today we're just going for some food. So we're here on the south coast of Australia at a place called Mossy Point, which is just over there. Tomaga, beautiful. Done a video of the Tomaga River, which go back and have a look. I might even put a link down below or on this video. Beautiful place, but today we're just going to go for some flathead, maybe some squid afterwards. But this place in about 41 to 45 metres, all the way from here, all the way down to Churros, fishes really, really well for flathead. They are here a lot of the time and they aren't here sometimes, but when they're here, they're here. So I had a pretty good fishing session with here a week ago with Dale. So I brought Rusty out here and we're going to use a rig. It's a Panonosta rig with flashes on it. I use Reedy's as a brand. Really good quality and very good price. I don't use these $13 and $16 brands. You can get them for like $6 in the tackle shops and they're really good quality. I get them off the net from Reedy's. I'll put the link below to where I get them from, to his website. I just find they're a little bit cheaper and the same quality, or if not better. And I'll show you a few things about them as the day goes on, but I'm going to get into it and try and get some fish in the boat. Anyway, all the best. Wish us luck. Rusty, say hello to the camera. Okay, this is what I'm talking about. It's a Panonosta, so you've got sinker at the bottom and you've got two hooks and a little bit of leader. Now, you can make your own, you can buy them from tackle shops, but this is what you're looking for. They come in different colours, pink, blue, maybe some green on them. I think colours don't matter, but to be honest with you, I've been in the boat using pink and someone else has been using blue, and we've been in 40 metres of water, and someone will catch 9 out of 10 fish and the other guy won't, and we're using the same bait and everything. So at 40 metres you would think colour wouldn't matter, it's just a shade, but sometimes it does prove me wrong. But anyway, what I want to show you here is that's what you're looking for, something like that. And we use two hooks, just because if one bait falls off, and if the bait does fall off, you have this to stir the fish up. And the most important thing is a circle hook. You have to have a full circle hook. With a rig like this, with what I call Reedy's rigs, you'll hear me say Reedy's because that's just the brand I use, but they hook themselves. So you put them down and you don't need to really strike. You put them down and the fish will grab and it'll hook in the side of the mouth. So often it's not funny. Very, very important, get a circle hook. First drop, Reedy rigs. Okay, first drop. All I done was put some bait on, straight down, and we got a fish. So really good location. But as you can see, woohoo, Reedy rigs. Okay, another thing you want to know when using these flasher rigs is, see that bait on there? See how it's not long, it's just a bit of bait. Well, what happens, that'll sit down there in the current and it'll go like a helicopter. The current will actually spin it. Now, most fish, snapper, any predator fish sort of like that, won't go near it because it doesn't look like a natural bait. So not like this, just a piece that's going to spin when you put it down, a piece that's going to act like a flag in the water. So if it was a pilchard, you put the pilchard on once, don't put it on twice so it spins, just once so it actually moves like that. Very, very important when you're using flasher rigs to bait them properly. We got chopped off twice in 2 drops. So what we're going to do is we're just going to go in a bit. We were fishing about 44 metres, and like I said before, from 40 to 45 all along the coast is pretty good flathead grounds. So what we're going to do is go into about 41, and hopefully the barracuda along the coast here are out that far, and we're going to miss them if we go in a bit. A little bit expensive when you start losing gear. Another trick when you're flathead fishing, that sometimes the flathead aren't real aggressive. They're predators, but they aren't real aggressive. So when I'm snapper fishing, I'll leave my sinker and the first hook a fair way off the bottom, because snapper will hang maybe 1 to 5 metres off the bottom. Now, they'll come down and get bait and everything, but a flathead, sometimes when they're docile, when they're not aggressive, when they're not feeding, they won't come up to a bait. They'll come up 10 metres sometimes to hit a bait. But when they're like they are today, a little bit quiet, I'll sometimes shorten my sinker closer to the bottom bait, just so they might heat it out of aggression, like as it's going by, they get angry and go, you know, piss off. So that's another thing to remember, that not always you want your bait a metre off the bottom, you might want it a little bit closer. The reason why you might want a long thing if you're fishing in real rocky, reefy areas, you don't want your hook to hook onto something. You can put a lighter bit of line and maybe you just lose your sinker. But here it's all sand and gravel, so I can go as close to the bottom as I want. So keep that in mind when using flasher rigs. The thing when using these flasher rigs or any circle hooks, you really don't have to strike and set the hook. A circle hook, the fish will go in its mouth as it turns to swim away, it should set itself. So maybe a slow wind and a lift, or maybe just, you know, a wind, but you don't really have to set the hook. And if they're ultra sharp, really good circle hooks, they usually hook themselves. So that's another trick, you know, you don't really have to set the hook. As soon as the fish turns and swims away, it should hook it properly. It's good for releases too, using circle hooks. We've moved out a bit now, trying to find them. We haven't got much of a drift here at the moment. When you're flathead fishing, you do want a bit of a drift to cover some areas to find where they are. Today we haven't got any at all, so let's see what the old Rusty has here. Oh, might be a double header. No, one followed it up. Did you see that, Rusty? Now hopefully you can see this. I want to show you the top of my rod. And when I get bites, I'm not going to strike, I'm just going to wind. This is how you use circle hooks. Get little touches, I don't think they're flathead. Flathead, I think these are actually bait fish. They could be red-spotted whiting. They could even be yakka. There you go. There you go, I just wound. I think I've got him. So I didn't even strike, I just kept winding. When I felt a bit of weight, I just wound. So just keep that in mind. Sometimes when you strike, if the fish hasn't been set the hook, you're going to pull it out of its mouth. So it's very, very important when you use circle hooks, you fish them a bit differently. So many people think you've got to set the hook. Okay.
Bloody hard fishing today. We have got nearly half a box of flathead, which we come for, but there's no drift. There's nothing. It's like glass. It's, as you can see behind me, it's nearly glassed out. We've got no drift, so we're not going over flathead grounds. So we're trying everything. I've even wound up my sinker about a foot off the bottom, you know, maybe 15 inches, 6 inches, doesn't matter. But what I do is I put my rod in the rod holder and I'm letting what slight movement there is work my bait. Like I said before, do not just sit and think the fish are shut down. Try everything. It's just what you've got to do. I left that on because as soon as I switched the camera off, I turned around, and when I lifted the sinker off the bottom and while I was speaking it was working, I just pulled in a flathead. But yeah, I just confirm with you guys, don't sit and do nothing when the fish are shut down or what you think shut down. Put on a Reedy's rig, go stray lining, put on different baits, check what fish you've got in the thing, have got in their stomach to see what they've been eating, or have lunch, one of the two. Every time you clean your hands and have lunch, guarantee you'll get a fish. What a terrible day on the water looks like. You actually can't even see the horizon, it's so flat. We're not drifting anywhere, and Rusty said 10 times, mark this spot. I don't know how many marks he wants. Woohoo! The wind's come up a bit, which is fantastic. It's not a lot, it's not glassed out, but we're just moving. As soon as the wind come up, I said to Rusty, this could do us better because the fish seem a bit shut down. We've caught about 4 or 5 fish in about 5 minutes. And that's just since the boat's moving a bit. Oh, he's got a big hump in his back. Oh, shit, try to come back. I want to show you guys something. About 6 years ago, 4 or 5 years after I moved here, we started catching these small flathead that had bent bodies or lumps in their back, and it's their spine. It's not just been injured and skin's growing over it. And you can see this one. Have a go at that. Well, that's my thumb, and I hope you can see that. But there's a huge lump. It actually looks like half a golf ball. I wonder if you can see it. Rusty, just move a tick, can you? Yeah, look at the lump on that guy. Right now, there's no growth in it. It's actually a spine. I don't know whether it's a defect, a genetic defect in some that, you know, maybe, I don't know. And you can actually see this, whoops, you can actually see this way, it's bent as well. Okay, and we get them around here. I would like to see you guys comment. Do you get them anywhere else? This, like I've caught them from Ulladulla down to say Churros on a regular basis. Maybe out of every 100 fish, you might get one of these. Or let's say 200 fish, you might get one of these. Please comment. Tell me where you're from. Tell me if you catch flathead and they've got any deformities like this. So we're catching enough, and I don't know whether we should put this out of its miseries or let it go. It's legal size, but I'm going to let him live, maybe become shark bait, and then I'll catch the shark and eat the shark. Who knows? Another thing I'd like to say is all you people that like to catch fish and release them, good on yous. You know, you're living your dream. But what I'd like to say is leave people alone that are staying inside the rules and regulations to their area. So Queensland, New South Wales, wherever you live, Victoria, Western Australia. If someone wants to keep a fish because it's big, as long as it's inside the law, as long as they're not breaking any rules. If someone wants to catch 5 snapper to take them home to eat instead of keeping one, as long as they're inside the law, bloody leave them alone. If someone's outside the law, if someone's done something wrong, tell them. And, you know, good on you for living your dream and letting go of fish. Me, myself, I come out here for 2 reasons. Fresh air, fishing. When I get home, I love cooking. Leave me alone, leave them alone. You know, just live your dream. Let other people live their dream. We actually didn't catch any for a while. We only moved 100 metres back to do this drift again. As soon as we got down, we got on them. Woo! We got 4 or 5 fish very quickly, 6 fish, nothing for 10, 15 minutes. Come back onto the spot. Rusty drops, gets a fish. I drop, we get 2 fish. Again, I'm telling you guys that don't fish much or are new to fishing, if you flathead fishing or drifting for snapper, if you go over a good patch, go back over it. More than likely they're going to be there. If not, you've lost nothing. We got in at about 8, it's probably about 10, and we're going home. We've had a good day. Flasher rigs have worked, and we're going to drop in and see if we can get some squid on the way home. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and please subscribe, like and share.